So back in October of 2024, I decided to drive 2,000 miles in just 2 days in order to climb a mountain in Colorado. So I left at about 3 a.m. on the morning of October 25th and headed west towards Colorado, first passing through the sprawling city of Atlanta, Georgia, and beyond. So my plan was this. I was going to take 2 days to drive all the way to Colorado, hike a few places, and then drive 2 days all the way back home. Obviously, in my mind, it was going to go a lot smoother than it actually did. So after about 8 hours, I finally made it to Tennessee. Beyond that, I had about 12 to go in order to make it beyond Kansas City into Topeka. Georgia behind me and the beautiful Appalachian mountains of Tennessee spread out in front of me, I began to feel homesick. And it didn't help that I decided not to listen to any music for most of the trip and drove in silence. I needed focus and the sound of the road to help keep me sane, which in the end, it seems backfired. So I sat back as the hills rolled by and thought of home and my destination and what I might do when I arrive, and where I might go and what might happen. As this trip was largely spontaneous with little planning, anything could happen. All day of driving, I made it to the long-awaited destination of St. Louis, Missouri, a place I had never been before but always wanted to see, even from a distance. And with the Mississippi behind me and daylight coming to an end, I grew excited at the thought of seeing mountains tomorrow. But the long hours of driving, little food, and even less water, I grew stressed and tired and longed for my home sooner than I thought. Night fell upon me, and the half halfway point of the day was long ago. My priority now is to find somewhere safe to sleep.
All signs for I-70 alternate I-35 south. Keep left to stay on I-670 west. Continue on I-670 west for 1.5 miles.
After 19 hours and 1,200 miles, I made it to a grocery store parking lot in Topeka, Kansas. Parked the car, took a second, and started getting ready for sleep.
Made it. Figure this out.
So what I had done was fashion drapes out of $10 bed sheets that I bought from Walmart and hung them on plastic hooks, which I glued to the inside of the car. I also had a bunch of blankets and my sleeping bag and pillows to help, keep me warm and cushioned. In the end, it was like a big cocoon, basically. So I threw everything into the back, all my food and clothes and stuff, and put my camera gear and all that into the driver's seat so I could basically have more leg room and recline and all that. In the beginning, it was a little hot and stuffy, but it cooled down eventually. I actually woke up that next morning feeling very relaxed, which was one of the last moments I'd feel that calm on the rest of the trip.
So it's about just past 8 a.m. here in Topeka. And I have about 9.5 hours to drive to Buena Vista. And I'm gonna save an hour because the time changes. So I should get there about 4. I'm gonna take my time. Maybe get some warm food.
I never did end up getting, any warm food. I just wanted to get on the road and get to Colorado.
Oh, there's the sun. They're gonna look at me. What was that? Oh, it's my GoPro that fell. Oh no. Where'd you go, dude? Oh no. No! Oh. Alright, let's see if it starts. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna go.
The drive for today from Topeka, however you say it, not sure, to Buena Vista, Colorado was going to be about 9.5 hours and a little over 600 miles. So I did like I always did and deprived myself of good food and water and let myself grow stressed at the increasing distance from home.
In a quarter mile at the traffic circle, take
God,
the
all
second
this
exit
noise,
and stay on Southwest 21st Street.
So the long day began, driving straight through the heart of Kansas on Interstate 70, passing by small towns like Abilene, Salina, Hayes, and Oakley, through wide open land and gusty winds. So my worst fears came to life and my excitement quickly died as my car started acting up. I thought something might happen, as it seems something always does on these trips. Not only was I not from Kansas and you had to lift a plastic lever to pump the gas instead of simply pressing a button, but my car hesitated to start.
Alright, did something really weird. Just got some gas. Couldn't get gas because I'm not from Kansas, so you have to lift the bar instead of pressing a button. But I just tried to start this, and it sounded, it was like ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta. So I hope that's not the starter or the battery, or maybe it was just a reaction to gas. But I just need to remind myself, don't panic.
Exactly. Don't panic. That would be the lesson, and something I definitely have failed to learn and live by. My biggest fear is being stranded without service and no working car and forced to ask for help and hitch a ride to safety. I was properly pissed and finally gave in and blasted some music to try and drown out the fear. The land had opened up and now the Great Plains were all around me. I was now halfway across the great state of Kansas, but still about 7 hours away. With the looming thought of a potential breakdown, it felt like it took forever. Now in Colorado, the time came once again to get gas. So the car ended up having a little extra trouble starting up than last time. Clicked a few times and eventually rolled over. So basically what was happening was the purge valve was stuck open, which, from my understanding, regulates the amount of oxygen or fuel that is released into the engine. I'm not sure how big of a deal it really was or what would have happened if I hadn't gotten it fixed, but by the end of the trip it took me about 2 minutes to start it up. So I made it off the main interstate and was now driving on Highway 40 all the way to Colorado Springs, about 140 miles. I was now hitting peak stress and sadness at this point and tried my best to look at the positive, but with not much luck. I kept my girlfriend on speaker as often as I could before it would cut out from lack of service, then I'd immediately call her back. I really feared a breakdown in the middle of this wide open landscape. Eventually I saw my first mountains in the distance and I felt a little happier and even more amazed that I was suddenly in Colorado. I couldn't believe that if you just keep driving you end up in the Rockies. I had just left my home yesterday morning. I finally made it to Colorado Springs after what felt like forever. A little sense of peace washed over me. I sat back for the remaining 2 hours to Buena Vista and enjoyed the scenery. 2 days, 1,800 miles, and 28 hours of driving, I made it to my Airbnb. A small piece of land hidden away with a couple of tents, a fire pit, and an outdoor bathroom.
Nice.
It was all I needed to feel a little more at home, so I went about exploring the camp.
That's cool. All right. Another one. Fire pit. Water. Private. Is this private? Here's the shoes, where the shoes go. Oh, that's cool. All right, I got service too. I can talk to my girlfriend. Wow. Oh, that's cool, man. All right, it's not bad. My head is like spinning. Like, I need to calm down. All right, let's get unpacked.
After unpacking, getting some well-deserved water after 28 hours of dehydration, and going over some house rules, I spent some time trying to figure out how the bathroom worked.
Figure out the bathroom.
After awkward strain and much confusion, I then turned to fire and food and comfort for the evening. What a day it had been, traveling over halfway across the country to the Wild West, the place I so longed for. And here I was, me, myself, and I, sitting alone eating ramen in a beautiful mountain valley, awaiting sunrise for the next big day of hiking and summiting high peaks. I was at relative peace, considering my circumstances, and glad to be here. Tomorrow would be a big day. Hey, thanks for watching. I truly would appreciate it if you consider liking and subscribing, as it makes these journeys even more meaningful. Stay tuned also for the next video in this series where I attempt to summit a Colorado 14er.